Motion presented by Matad sir.
Welcome. Welcome to CSC channel, Competitive Science channel. Good morning. Today, in competitive examination, either CET or JEE mains or any other KS or any competitive examination, the basic physics is the most important. That too, this motion chapter is very most important for lower classes, 6th standard to PU also. IIT foundation classes of physics, we are teaching the same concept of the motion. Today, we are studying the first chapter, motion. Change of position of a body with respect to time is called motion. That means to define the motion, there should be a reference point or origin point. Otherwise, we cannot define. Example, here the object is there. Then if the object has changed to other place, then only we call it is in the motion. If no reference point is there, then we cannot say this is motion. Motion is a relative state. Without comparing motion, we cannot explain. Example, Earth is rotating. We cannot identify the earth is moving because we are standing on the earth. When earth is compared to other planet, that means when we are outside the earth, we can observe the movement of the earth. That's why motion is a relative state. Without comparison, we cannot explain motion. I will repeat once again. Motion means change of position of a body with respect to time is called motion. To understand the motion, there should be known some parameters like distance traveled and displacement. We should know what is distance traveled, what is displacement, what is speed, what is velocity. One by one, we will discuss. First one, distance traveled. What is distance traveled? Total distance traveled by a body is called distance traveled. Total distance traveled by a body, wherever that object may be there, if it moves certain a distance, that total distance is called as distance traveled. That unit of distance traveled is meter. Total distance traveled by a body is called distance traveled. Another parameter of motion is displacement. What is meant by displacement? The least differences between initial position and final position is called displacement. The least differences between initial position and final position is called displacement. SI unit of displacement is meter. There is a competitive questions in competitive examinations about the displacement and distance traveled. Example, if a person moves to a particular point at O in a distance of 40 km,
the B person moves to the same point in the distance may be a 30 kilometer. Then another person of a C person, he moves to here, he took 50 kilometer. Another person of a D person moves to O, about what we call A, B, C, D person. It may be about 20 kilometer. The distance traveled is different. The displacement is same for all. Example, A travels to 40 kilometer. The distance traveled is 40 kilometer. B's distance traveled is 30 kilometer. C's the distance traveled is 50 kilometer. And the D's distance traveled is 20 kilometer. But for all, displacement is 20 kilometer only, because the least differences, for example, it is the initial position and this is the final position. The difference between initial position and the final position, the least difference is 40 kilometer. Hence, the displacement is 40 kilometer only. We'll solve the problems on distance traveled and displacement, which is the most important for competitive examinations. How practically the question will arise. If an object moves 3 meter towards east, 4 meter towards south, calculate distance traveled and displacement. This is the most important practical problem in all competitive examination. Say, how to solve this one? You know, an object moves 3 meter towards east. This is 3 meter towards east. And 4 meter towards south. 4 meter towards south. Now, they are asking the distance traveled and the displacement. Distance traveled is total distance traveled. So, it's an easy. Distance traveled is 3 meter plus 4 meter is equal to 7 meter. It's an easy. But coming to the displacement, the least differences between initial position and the final position. Example, this is the position of A, this is the C, and this is the B. The least differences, it seems to be a right angle triangle. So, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. AB square means 3 square plus BC square means 4 square. 3 square means 9 plus 4 square is 16. That means AC square is 25. AC is equal to root of 25. That is nothing but 5 meter. This is the distance traveled. So, the least differences is a hypotenuse of 5 meter. One more problem to calculate the distance traveled and displacement. If an object moves from A to B 5 meter, then to C 6 meter, and then it returns 3 meter back at D. Calculate distance traveled and displacement. This is the problem. I will repeat once again. If an object moves from A to B 5 meter, then to C 6 meter, and then it returns 3 meter back at D, calculate the distance traveled and displacement. To calculate that, we have to draw one rough diagram. See, first the point is A, it travels to B at 5 meter the distance, then it moves to C for 6 meter, then it returns back to D for 3 meter back. Now, total distance and displacement asking. Distance traveled is total distance traveled. Total distance traveled. So, total distance traveled is from A, B to C, then C to D. So, 5 meter plus 6 meter plus 3 meter. That means 5 plus 6, 11, 14 meter is a distance traveled. Coming to the displacement definition is the least between initial position and the final position. Now, the displacement means least difference between initial position and final position. So, initial position is at A, final position is at D. So, the difference here AB plus BD, or you may call as BC minus CD. So, AB, it is 5 meter plus BC is 6 meter. CD means 3 meter. So, 6 minus 3, it is nothing but 3. So, 5 meter plus 3 meter, it is nothing but 8 meter. So, the displacement is 8 meter only. One more problem on motion. If an object moves in a circular path of radius 100 meter, if it rotates off circle, calculate its distance traveled and displacement. This is one of the technical problem here. If an object moves in a circular path of radius 100 meter, if it rotates off circle, calculate its distance traveled and displacement. For this, we have to take a rough diagram. This is a point A of radius 100 meter. Then if it moves off circle, means exactly the diameter of this place. this is the radius 100 centimeter, means 100 meter. So here also 100 meter. So from here to here it moves. So what is the distance traveled and what is the displacement? Here the distance traveled is circumference of a circle if it moves like this. So distance traveled in circle. The circumference of a circle formula 2 pi r. So it is a total circle, but it is an half circle. So 2 pi r by 2. 2 cancel. 2 pi r is the distance traveled. Pi means 3.14 into 100. That is called 314 meter. This is called distance traveled in the half circle. Coming to displacement. Coming to the displacement here. Initial position is at A, final position at B. What is the least differences? The radius is R plus R. So the diameter AB is 2 into R, 2 into 100. So it is 200 meter. So the 200 meter is displacement. 314 meter is distance traveled. Now coming to the comparison between distance traveled and displacement. Already we know about the distance traveled and displacement. Coming to the conclusion of that, distance traveled is a scalar quantity. That means it has only magnitude. It has no direction. Magnitude means only we get a value of that. For example, the vehicle moves from here to here of 60 kilometer. So the 60 kilometer is refers to distance traveled. It has no direction. Hence only magnitude is there. So it is called as scalar quantity. But displacement, coming to the displacement, it is called vector quantity because it has both magnitude and direction. Both direction also will be there. Example, one vehicle moves towards Bangalore 60 kilometer. That means it shows the direction towards Bangalore. Or it returns from the Bangalore of 60 kilometer. So 60 kilometer is a magnitude. Towards is called direction and displacement is vector quantity. Secondly, distance traveled never becomes zero. That means if the object traveled certain a distance, it does not refer as zero. But displacement can become zero because when an object is there, when it returns to the same position, then its displacement is zero. Thirdly, it never becomes negative. So wherever you measure, then the distance traveled never becomes negative. But displacement can become zero, can become positive and can become negative. The SI unit of both distance traveled and displacement is meter. Thank you for viewing my video. If you like, please subscribe, and this motion chapter will continue in the next coming videos. And please subscribe the videos of CSC channel, Competitive Science channel. Thank you. Thanking one another.